What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast, where we connect you with everything outdoors. And today we have another special guest. That this guy is not just your regular landscaper. This guy is running Coral Gables, the city of Coral Gables down here in Miami. And he is a monster at what he does, from moving trees from the front yard to the backyard, complete redesign, high-end homes, celebrities, the 9 yards. The $1 million landscaper is here today, Juan from Green Walls.
Thanks a lot for the invitation, man.
No, thank you, man. It's fun to be doing this. I love doing this. I love interviewing people, getting into the background, what it takes to get to where people are currently, right? What's your vision for the future? All those type of things really interest me. And I know it interests our listeners because there's so many people that are trying to soak up on info that they can't get other places. And the fact that we've created this to be able to give that to everybody where we can all learn, because I'm going to learn some today. You're going to learn some today. We're all going to learn. And that's what it's about, staying connected, staying, relevant with what's going on in the world and what it takes to get to where people go. So thank you for coming.
No, thank you guys for inviting me. And you guys have a good thing going here. Nice that you guys are doing this for the green industry.
Thank you.
I think first time I see this, so yeah, it's gonna be quite a ride today.
It's fun. So it's fun. It's a little nervous, but you'll be good. You have gone from 0 to 80, and then back down to 0, and now to 300. Your story's insane, and I want to start off like I normally do, just getting into how you got into plants or the green industry, like what you did to get into that, why you even wanted to get into that. And I want you guys to listen to this whole episode, because where he is on another level. He's on the level that a lot of people wish they could be when it comes to the niche, right? How you got it. There's so much stuff we're going to go through. Sit tight, guys. Sit tight, because it's coming today. How did you get into the green industry?
This is funny because I really didn't even think about getting on this, all right? My ideal business was food industry.
Okay.
All right? I wanted to buy some Subway's franchises at the moment. That was in 1999.
Okay. And you were here in the U.S.?
I was here. I came here in 1996.
From Venezuela? From
Venezuela. Yeah.
Venezuela. So 1996 from Venezuela showed up here.
Showed up here, and this is not even a joke. Mm-hmm. I came with a bag.
Okay.
And my blankets were my clothes for like about 2 months.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
I used to go in bike from 157th Ave in Laguna Mar in Kendall to 107th to a little cafe that called Carlitos Cafe that is right now right there behind the Publix.
Okay.
Every day, 17 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You would work there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, then time passed. And I started saving some money. I wanted to start going by myself. Mm-hmm. And I started looking into Subway. At that time, Subway was very overvalued.
Okay.
Franchise was very expensive. I didn't have the assets for that.
What was the franchise, if you don't mind me asking?
More or less, at that time was like $280,000. In 96, 98 was a lot of money.
And you had to qualify.
You have to qualify. So it was I didn't have the assets.
Okay.
So I had to go into a back surgery. Mm-hmm. And I had a friend that he was doing irrigation for the big guys at the time. Okay. Century Builders, Caribe Homes, Lennar, and he was getting all these jobs. Mm-hmm. And he tells me one day, he used to call me Juanga. Juanga, get into landscaping, man. We'll go for it. And I say, man, I don't know. I never done that.
And you were working at the Mart?
I was working. No, I already left the cafe. Then I was in Hialeah in charge of a Latin food factory called La
so
Milpa
you're working
at that
in
time.
A factory, food factory. Okay.
And I tell him, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know the idea about this, but I got better after the surgery, so I decided to go.
Okay.
I bought a trailer, mowing, everything.
So you started off mowing?
I started off mowing in Miramar.
Listen to
West.
this. He started off
Miramar
mowing.
West. But the thing is this. When we started, I hired one guy from 40th Street at that time, and I used to go to Miramar. Miramar was new in the west side. Mm-hmm. I used to go with like 2,000 impatiens, okay, with the card, leave it in the door of every single community.
With one impatient?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
With the phone number. So you can imagine paying toll not having money, doing that to receive a call every other week for a call of $25.
A call of 25. So listen to that, guys. Impatience or little plants, something like this one, right? I think it's in frame over here. Something, let's say like this, maybe a little bit bigger, and it's flowers. They're flowering plants. They're seasonal plants. So he would go buy 1,000 of those little plants, 2,000 of them, and go drop them off door to door and leave a business card. You guys heard that, right?
So then we started creating like a little route for the lawn maintenance in Miramar. Things started going, okay. I bought an Isuzu truck, and at that moment, I used to live in Doral in a community called The Gates. I knew the guys that handled the association.
Okay.
So I told them, hey, man, is it possible for us to get in? And they tell me, you're not big enough to handle this property, but we can give you the sodding of the whole community because they were going to sod renew.
And this was in Coral Gables?
In Coral Gables. At that time, I didn't know that sod was called like that.
Okay.
I didn't even know what was sod, to be honest with you. So I said, yeah, we can do it. So our first job was like 60 pallets of sod.
And you're like, oh, Lord, what have I done?
My brother was with me at that moment. He was with me working at that moment. And when he saw the 3 truckloads coming, he started to cry. Well, how are we going to do this? We don't have people.
Yeah.
So I don't worry, man. I went to 40th Street, talked to a guy there that helped us out. He installed everything.
Okay.
We made a little bit of profit. But from there on, I started to get the way
you learned
into the maintenance.
Wow.
So we started growing maintenance in Doral very big.
Okay.
There was a point in time that we had probably 70% of all the communities there.
Wow.
Came 2006, and came, I think it was Katrina, and then came another hurricane,
Irma.
back to back.
Irma. I think it was Irma. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So at that moment, Doral was devastated, as well as every other thing. But this is something that we did at that time that I think, and I keep doing it right now. I had a lot of condominiums. First company outside in Doral was us. We did not lose the focus of our customers.
Okay.
We stood there.
With them. Okay.
There were people saying, hey, Coral Gables, they're throwing down trees for $50,000, and I stayed in there. We stayed in there.
You stay with your communities.
We did quite a bit good. There was a lot of associations that didn't pay.
You were doing cleanups. You were doing all the cleanups for the debris.
So a lot of companies paid. Others did not pay because they didn't have those emergency funds.
Okay, the associations.
So at the bottom line, we did some money, but it wasn't.
Because you lost some. Some you didn't get paid.
Yeah. Let's say 30% we didn't.
So 30% you never collected, and that's risky, right? Anything in life is risky, and that's something that when you deal with the big boys, sometimes they play a little dirty.
But there's things. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're big or you're small. I think the most important thing of any business, whatever you are, is a mindset.
Yes.
When I started the lawn maintenance business, when I was in Miramar, with one pickup truck and one guy that I hire per day. At that moment, I hired 2 more guys, and I had 3 guys a week. Okay. And came December.
Okay.
We were living in a rental community over there in Miramar, and I had to pay those guys on the 24th of December.
You had to pay.
It was like $1,000 or something like that. And my FPL bill was due, and I was already behind that bill.
And this is Christmas.
So I talked to my wife at that moment and said, hey, listen, I have to pay the guys. I have to pay my guys.
You got to do what you got to do.
And we spend the Christmas Day
with nothing.
And we'll figure it out later. And that's what happened, and we continue. But the thing is that you have to you have to know very well where you're going.
Yes.
Us, like owners or like entrepreneurs, we always have a goal, and we want to reach that goal. But that goal is not just a straight line towards the goal.
Never.
It's always very, very changes every day.
It changes all the time.
2008 came. I was doing very good. The housing market came down.
This was, you were still doing maintenance?
Maintenance.
So you were doing very good in maintenance?
Yes, we were doing very good in maintenance.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have a story. I used to work in the Marriott on Key Biscayne.
Okay, I
know
where
that's the Omni.
Okay, yeah, I know where that's at.
I used to do from 12 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. And every time that I was going out of there, the first car I received was from an owner of a limousine company.
Okay.
And I used to see that guy.
You were doing maintenance at night.
No, I was doing valet parking.
Oh, you were doing when was this?
That was in like when I started the company, more or less.
Okay, so you were valet parking at night.
Yeah.
So you were doing the business during the day.
I was working. My sister used to cry, and I'm not kidding. You're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
Because I was working a lot.
Like you're a hustler. So you started you were doing maintenance when you started, and then you were doing valet at night. Okay.
So this guy, I used to park the cars for, man. I used to see that guy like my God, you know, like, wow, this guy has so many cars and this and that. Like 4 years passed, and no, more than that, like 7 years. And I moved into a good community in the Coral Gables.
Okay.
And I was talking to the guys that were taking care of my cars at that moment, and I see the black car pass, and I remember the guy. He was my neighbor.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
I went to him, and he was amazing. He said, "How you got it?
How are you here?
Yeah, you're here." And a lot of people didn't realize how mowing can get you to certain places.
And I'm sure you were doing over $1 million in
we were doing actually 2.2.
$2.2 million in maintenance, and this is from when you opened it to 2008.
For 2001 to 2008, we went.
You got to in 2008 to 2.2 mil. Okay.
So, but 2008 came.
Yes.
And the housing market came down. So the big companies like Bill and Son, at the moment, and Tropics North and all this. Well, not Tropic North. Bill and Son suffered because they have landscape construction. So what they did to keep the cash flow going, they went into associations with maintenance.
Okay.
To keep operating costs going
which is having different streams that you can go and get from other ones.
In March, I remember that very, very well. March of that year, I lost worth of $300,000 a month in maintenance from one maintenance company.
Okay.
Because Bill and Son took it away from me. So I went from 2.2 in 2 months to probably not even $10,000.
So that's how you
went down.
You went from 0 to 80 and back down to 0.
Back down to 0. So we had to reduce everything. At that time I had 54 employees. I stood alone. I started doing the few properties that I had, like a Hampton Inns and small properties by myself during the weekends, because I didn't want to see I didn't want the managers to know that we were almost down.
How was your I know this is a little personal, but I can get a little personal if I want. How was your mindset when you lost everything? What does that feel like?
Was the first one. So you are a little bit like, how is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but one thing that I have, and probably that's something that defines me, is that I get depressed I don't get depressed so easily. Mm-hmm. In back of my mind, I know what I'm going to reach. Mm-hmm. Okay. At that time, the only thing that matters to me, not that I lost cars or I lost whatever, I didn't want to lose the business.
Yeah.
So I kept on going myself, doing a hotel, only mowing and blowing, because I couldn't do everything. Without the managers knowing. So I stood like that like 5 months. At the 5th month, I said to my wife at that time, and I said, hey, listen, I have to start getting a job. For me, that's very difficult.
So from 2.2 million in sales, guys, listen to this, to 0.
Yeah.
To mowing the lawns at these beautiful hotels by himself, right? And then going and get another job. No, I just want people to hear, because this is the reality. These are things you don't hear, and this is the reality of why. Like
the thing is that the most important thing for anybody who has a business, they have to know that it takes one decision.
Yeah.
Even if you are a dreamer, to make things go bad.
Yeah.
And you have to be responsible enough, even with you, because you hurt a lot of people when this happens. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have employees, a lot of, you have employees, you have vendors, you have, and things go out of hand.
No, and people you owe money to, everything.
Everything falls. Everything falls. And it's very important to keep the mindset, which is hard. So I started looking for a job in Cisco Food Systems. Mm-hmm. And they have a 5 interview process. I went through 4. Mm-hmm. Went through the 5th one. They hired me. But then they called me the next day saying, no, we're not going to keep hiring nobody. And it was like $130,000 at that time a year.
A year. So it was a very good position.
Yeah. So I said, well, at least with this, I can, because I was already done.
Yeah.
Well, Willie, 3 days after, I received a call from Costa del Sol,
Okay.
which is a big condominium in Doral.
I know who they are.
That was one of my biggest account, and the landscape.
That you had lost.
I had lost it over Bill and Son.
Okay.
They called me and say, Juan, unanimous, the 28 condo reps choose Greenlanders to come back again.
Which was the name of the old company.
Yes. And I said, bingo.
I'm here.
Now I'm here.
Now I
but I don't have the money
guys.
to start
you don't have
again.
money. Okay.
So I went ahead and spoke with a couple of friends, and they lent me some money, and I started doing it again, the maintenance for Costa del Sol. After that, I started getting into myself in landscaping again. You know, the
So landscaping, not just maintenance.
because I needed cash fast to start building my teams again.
So you wanted to do everything, and landscaping
And this is very
landscaping generates
important.
a lot.
One of the things that I think is part of probably reaching the goals that I have reached, even though that I have been falling a lot, is my employees.
Okay.
My guys, they stay with me.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere. I mean, I have guys 10 years. They don't go anywhere. I respect them.
That shows a lot.
I respect them a lot. I mean, I listen to them. It's not because I'm the owner, I'm going to go and, hey, you do this because that. No, I listen to them, and if it has logic, do it like that. And that's it.
Me too. Loading trucks, the guy's loading trucks. I'm
Hey,
like, hey, do
listen.
you think this will fit? Yes. All right, do it however you want. Don't break anything. Go.
The business is an engine.
Yes.
You probably are the battery, but you can turn on.
Yeah.
But if the pistons are not going, that car is not going anywhere.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
you have to learn that your employees are your key asset of the company.
Without them, we have ideas. Without
Without them, we
team.
don't have anything.
We have nothing.
All right. So we started again. I started creating my teams and everything. I went from 2008. I went again to probably 2 million again in matter of 2 years.
Wow. But that's because you
But
were connected. So it was
No,
easier to get
the
back
thing
up
is
there.
not that, Willie. The thing is that I don't rest.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy that turns off the phone.
Yeah.
And oh no, it's Friday or it's Saturday. No,
all day.
I'm all day.
All day.
So what happens, and this is something that I'm gonna say because us as entrepreneurs or business guys or guys that wanna reach something, you don't have enough. How do you say that in English, man? Madurez.
Oh, that you're like mature.
Yeah,
Mature?
sometimes you're not mature enough, and that takes time. And you reach that when you fail a lot, and you start learning from that. Though.
Yes.
I started doing well, and I got into construction. I had my landscaping. I started a journey with construction.
Okay.
But at the same time, I had a freight forwarder to Venezuela.
So you had a freight forwarder company from here to Venezuela.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was injecting money to that, and I was with a construction company. I was flying 2 times a month to Venezuela, and I was handling all these kind of things.
Construction was in Venezuela
No,
too?
here. Remodeling.
Okay.
But I had always had luck that every time I get into something, I got like the first job in remodeling was almost a $600,000.
But you got into that because there was a demand for it. You saw that.
Just because I wanted to do. I love construction.
You love construction.
And I started getting too many things, and
which we all do.
yeah, but then you start learning after the fact.
Yeah.
A lot of things too.
Yeah.
So things didn't go well. Okay, I didn't take enough attention of the remodeling, and that's something very serious that you have to take.
Yes.
Venezuela started coming down.
The whole country.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I already injected money from Greenlanders to Yale Cargo. I can't. If Venezuela goes down, I need to recuperate that money. Yeah. So I go to Broward. And I asked a friend of mine in Bushel Stop, hey, man, do you know anybody who's setting a company here in Broward that has the counties? No, Juan, but if I know somebody, I'll tell you.
And the counties meaning the
contracts for maintenance.
Contracts for maintenance for the county.
For the roads and everything.
Government stuff.
4 months later, he found somebody.
Wow.
I got into that.
Okay. So you got out of Venezuela.
I got out of everything, and I stayed with the
construction.
So I bought that. I had my well-established landscaping here, and I got into that.
And you bought, one second, you bought a company that had those maintenance accounts?
Yes.
So you bought a company. Okay.
Yes, but this is one thing that I'm going to say. I don't believe, after all that I passed, I don't believe in buying any company.
Yeah. Okay.
No service company, at least.
Okay.
Because service company is the owner.
Yeah.
Okay? If you buy a car wash, okay, your customers are used to the guy that was there before.
Of course.
It's very difficult. You're going to lose at least 40% of the sales.
If they have that connection.
Yes.
And we are in that service personal. You know, for me here, when like I was telling you, the multi-line service that I set up where everyone would call me and it was me. So that was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So scary.
So we did audit on that company and everything. We saw the contracts for Broward County. And we started with that over there.
Okay.
We inherited 55 employees up there.
From that company.
So we started going. So we passed from 1.8 that I was grossing, doubting day to say it that way,
Back
to
then.
almost 7 million a year.
By combining the two companies.
Combining the two.
And that's a huge jump. That's hold on. You
Yeah.
went from 1.8 to 7. That's a huge number to tackle.
I can tell you this. My office, I had to increase on the administrative personnel by 4. And every Monday we used to do 300 to 400 invoices. Oof. Because how do they work? If you have Broward County, let's say you have Cooper City, you have, let's say, 4 fire stations. Okay. You build each one separate.
Each one separate.
If you go to the waste management in Broward, you build that one separate.
Okay.
If you go and do Flamingo, from Flamingo to Hiatus is one bill.
One
Hiatus to Taft is another one. So
each street, each place is a different bill.
So I started seeing that the contracts didn't have the money. I mean, it didn't have money.
And these are contracts too, which is very risky working for the government. You got to wait 90 days, 120 days to get paid.
I'm going to tell you something. 4 months passed.
After you bought the company.
After I bought the company, we started the service. And 4 months, meaning close to $750,000. Meaning close to $55,000 to $60,000 a week in salaries.
In salaries, yeah.
And I went over there and met with the people over there.
Yeah, because you're not getting the money fast enough.
And they told me we're gonna FedEx at least half of it.
Okay, half of what they owe.
Because it was a week before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
You know how much they FedEx me when I received the envelope?
How much?
$95 from my fire station. Yeah, man.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
And they probably owed you $500,000.
I don't even want to tell you. It wasn't a million, but it was a lot.
But this is the reality of being a business owner dealing with these type of people.
So what happened? Then you have 55 guys up there wanted to kill you, and Thanksgiving is coming in. I had a little bit of cash. And already. You owed them. I was losing a month close to $100,000
after buying that business.
Yes, for almost 14 months.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was quite tough. That really hit me hard. Okay. And I had to shut down.
Okay. You shut down. So you shut down that sector.
Everything. Yeah, because the thing is that
you had
in my desperation for keep it going,
you sank the other one.
Yeah. So everything just came very hard, and I had to shut down. Of course,
you lost everything.
X amount of problems.
So now you lost everything again. Lord Jesus. This, real quick, when you fail, guys, the risk factor is always big, no matter where you're at. If you're starting out or you're 30 years in your journey, it's always risky. If you fail in the beginning, it's always better because the number amount is less, right?
Let me get something. It doesn't matter if you fail at the beginning or at the end. Mm-hmm. It's like if you want to buy a Range Rover. Mm-hmm. If you want to play hard, you have to be able to take big hits.
Yeah.
If you buy a Range Rover and you're going to take a Range Rover to repair at the Range Rover, they're going to charge you $200 per hour or $90 per hour. Uh-huh. You have to be entitled to pay that. You cannot take a Range Rover to YNX mechanics because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So we took a big hit. I wanted to score high, and there's something that this happened to me at the date of the closing of this company. I didn't follow my guts at that moment. I had my lawyer on one line telling me, Juan, are you sure you're going to buy this thing? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to buy this thing. Then I had my wife saying, are you sure you're going to do this? I'm going to do it. But in my interior, I said to myself, I should not do it. But at that moment, I just wanted to go forward, you know?
Yeah.
So after that, we shut down everything. And by legal matters, I couldn't do anything for a year.
All because of what is it called?
Everything.
What is it called? There's something, I forget the word.
So I was in my
bound,
garage.
You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
In the industry for a year.
Not only in the industry whatsoever. So I stood in my garage for a year, more or less. But at that moment, analyzing what happened first, like for the first
learning, it's a huge learning curve for you.
It's
good.
Because then you start appreciating that it doesn't matter how much you grow or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're big or small. What it matters is if you have the matureness to be, how do you say that? You have to learn how to, when you are making money, it doesn't matter if you go to a restaurant and spend $600 on a meal.
Yeah, you could do that
because you think it's gonna come and
it's gonna come forever.
It's coming forever, and it doesn't matter. You go and you buy a expensive watch, let's say, but then you start realizing that what it matters is if instead of spending all that, which is good to do it.
Yeah, if you have it, you can do it, of course.
But you have to start learning that you have to start investing on things that gives you a return.
You have to appreciate your money and put the money back to work for you into things that continue growing the pot.
So at that year, the only thing I did was just stay in my garage, and I said one day, well, you know what? The only thing I know what to do, I didn't want to do anything about landscaping. So that's why I created Green Walls 305. I said, well, I'm going to create just vertical walls.
Vertical green walls. Living walls.
Yeah. So I registered the name and everything, and I went to Fiverr.
That to get in is very cheap.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a million employees.
You know what I said at that moment? I said, I don't want complication. I just want you to put that thing on the wall.
And that's it. So you got on Fiverr. You got a logo made.
Yeah, I got a logo made.
Shout out to Fiverr. That's all our logos are from Fiverr.
No, man, and let me tell you something. I got the logo green. I got it from there.
Okay.
It cost me like $25. I left it there and everything. Once everything was settled, I go back again and start. And the first job I hit was a green wall. But when I go into the house, of course I saw the size of the green walls, but the house was raw. And it's my instinct. And I just said, hey, do you have a landscaper? No, I don't. And from there
Can't get enough, baby. Can't get enough of the pain. So it's like that hot chick that they like treat you bad, but she's so pretty. You're like, no, man, it's okay, honey.
Yeah,
it's okay. He got the itch.
So then I was again, okay, I don't have employees. What am I going to do? And then it was the other fear that, I mean, you hurt a lot of people.
Of course.
Because I was moving a lot of volume.
So your doors aren't as open as they were.
It's not as open. And this is something that probably the ones that are sitting back there say, man, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But it can happen to you. I had friends, not in the same industry, that when I told him, and this is something that I'm going to say very personal, but it's true because I'm not afraid of saying it no more.
Yeah.
I didn't have to buy a Chinese rice on a Sunday after I moved 2 million something throughout 8 years.
Wow.
I lost everything. So when I used to tell this to my closest friends, they didn't believe me. You're crazy, man. How is it possible? They invited to me to the Miami Arena, and I said, hey, man, at some point I had to say, I can't go.
Yeah.
Juan.
What do you mean you can't go?
Man, I don't have money. Man, it's just $50. I don't have $50. I can't do that. So, and those used to tell me, you're crazy, man. It can't happen.
Yeah.
But it did happen.
Those are good friends to have because you can get money from them, like if you need a loan or whatever. But they're bad friends to have because all they do is suck it out because they're on another level. So like, you can't hang out with friends that are in that huge millionaire status because it costs too much to hang out with them.
I learned something that they used to tell me that, how did it happen? And 2 years later, they were probably worse than me.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm a hustler. I came without nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I always find my way up again. And this is something true. Every time I have fallen, I have come back stronger.
Yeah, because you learn, man. You learn so much.
So these people, they're not used to hustle. So when they fall, they fall.
They fall hard, and that's it.
So it can happen to anybody. You just take one wrong decision.
Yep.
And that's it.
How many decisions do you make as a business owner in an hour? Let's not do a day, because that might be too hard to count.
Just to tell you something very briefly. Yesterday, we're doing a big project in Coral Gables, and we have the deadline for the 19th. We're putting more than 2,000 cubic feet on new lights, 24,000 of synthetic turf and everything. We had a meeting with that owner. He's a nice guy. And like a week ago, and he said, are you sure you can finish this by the 19th? And I said, sir, if you don't change anything, because he changes every day. For good. I mean, he has good ideas.
Yeah.
If you don't change anything, we can do it. So yesterday morning at 6:30 a.m., I was there with the contractor and him, and says to me, Juan, I just want to do one small change. There's an area of the house is 285 feet from dock to the entrance.
These are mansions, guys, on the water in Miami.
So he tells me,
Coral Gables.
I want to take out all the arecas, and I want to do the same thing that we did on the other side. On the other side, we installed 13 bay rooms, 300-gallon bay rooms.
Water bay,
22 footers.
the palms. Okay.
No,
the
bay
trees,
rooms,
the
the
trees.
trees. Huge things. And he says, how many bay rooms are from here to over there? I said, like 65. But 300-gallon, man, that's huge. Plus like 200 Jamaican capers of 45-gallon.
And that you had just moved, installed?
No, I didn't install anything.
There.
He said, you think you guys can take the arecas out and install all that and have another crew putting the lights and meet the deadline?
Oh, Lord.
and
Ulights is rock, right? It's like coral rock?
Ulights is a coral rock that they cut it on measurement. It's a perfect, for those who don't use it yet, this is a great landscape element. Does not require no permits.
Oh, nice.
Because it's considered a landscape element.
Okay.
So you can hire the
but it's rock, right?
It's coral.
It's coral rock.
And it goes very well with any landscaping. And with synthetic turf, it looks awesome.
Jump on his IG so you can see what it is. So they wanted you to move all this stuff by the 18th.
So I said, yeah, let's do it. So at that time, I had to change all the crews, reorganize everything. And it's an ongoing thing. They can call me right now, Juan. You said you can take out, let's say, 2 oaks right now. Yeah, man, we'll take it out. I move from. I mean, we are like almost a la carte.
You're a la carte.
A la carte.
So the trees, when you say oak trees, this is a 60 by 80, 60 by 50 tree. This is a huge tree that's been there for 40 years.
To you, an 80-ton tree.
An 80-ton tree.
We just did a movement last year with relocation. We relocated 33 oaks. They were ranging from 22,000 pounds to 80,000 pounds.
And this is on the property. You're just relocating to where they like it.
To give space for the new home to come in.
Oh, okay. So it's a vacant land or an old house with a bunch of old trees. They demolish the old house. That's when you come in.
Yeah.
You do everything from grading. Well, you don't build the house.
No.
But you do everything outdoors after the house is built.
So that's one thing that probably I have done. Nowadays, it's a little bit... We used to subcontract a lot. We used to use a lot of subs. And it's difficult to use subs when your mindset is set up to a good customer service. Because it's a natural thing. Anybody who you sub, he has a business going on.
Yeah, of course.
So he's going to give priority to his business, not to you.
Yeah, of course.
So, and the other thing is that almost everybody thinks that because you're doing like big homes, there's a lot of money there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. These guys are not there because they're dumb. They know numbers. So you have to open books with them.
Okay.
It's not like you're going to charge them X amount of money and they're going to pay. No.
You're talking about the homeowners.
The homeowners. These guys, they see the invoice. What are you charging me for this? We really go item by item. And they'll pay it. But they'll pay the reasonable price that they have to pay. It's not like you're going to charge them double because they are in a X community.
So, guys, listen to what he said. These are owners that own $8 million, $10, $20, $30, $35 million homes that they will sit down. These are celebrities, famous people, people with money, people with big corporations. They'll sit down and they'll pinch pennies with him, right? They got an open checkbook, and they'll pay it, but they want to know why it's costing this and why it's costing that.
And let me
because to move trees has to be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah. But there's cost involved too.
Of course, and risk.
Yeah,
and you get a huge crane that comes and lifts it up over the house. I've seen the videos.
Oh, George Crane, man, George Crane. I use them like one day. Yes.
What is it, George Crane?
I use them, man. They're pretty cool.
Shout out to George Crane. We'll tag him.
There's a good operator in Aslan, and he's a very he make it happen.
Keep Aslan on board. You heard? Give him a raise.
So it takes. It doesn't matter if you're small or big. It's the mindset, and you have to try to make things like, for instance, I have a person that washes my trucks every week.
Okay.
So the trucks, at least on Monday, they're clean.
Yeah.
My truck, my personal truck,
dirty.
I probably have the guy washing that car 4 times a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it's very important for people to know that you care about your things.
Yes.
If they don't see that,
what
can they expect if you're in?
You're not gonna. They're not gonna respect the equipment, the trucks, everything.
And
if you're not putting the love towards it.
You have to. I mean, again, it doesn't matter if you're small. Look big.
Yeah.
That's it. You have to look big. You have to have an infrastructure, uniform, at least for something. Everybody. Not with New York Yankees hat, the other one with everybody with their hat.
You gotta be presentable. You're working in these high end. You're in a very niche, high end market. You're not the regular landscaper, so you have to implement all these things. You gotta look as crispy as you can look, because you're dealing with these big people.
Yeah, and the signing of the trucks is very important. I mean, the first time I did the first sign of green in one of the trucks, one of my friends said to me, "Why don't you put that you do trees, you do that, you that?" No, I don't want to do that. I just want to say green. That's it.
They can figure it out.
And they figure it out.
But most of your work is all word of mouth, right? This last business that you started, Green Walls.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's always been
like
that.
Out.
It's always been like that. It's been a blessing, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
how did you get? Let me ask you a question. How did you get into that niche? For the people listening, how did you get into the niche of that high end market for homes? Because you went from maintenance on high end, and you did all that high end, but that was maintenance and that was commercial. How did you get into residential high end?
Okay,
in Coral Gables.
One of the guys that introduced me to this, when I used to work in the Carlitos Cafe, I used to do pan con bistec and all that.
Yeah, sandwiches, guys. Those are
this
sandwiches.
is a story, and probably he's got it like that. I say this. Juan Chipoco from Ceviche 105.
Okay.
He used to be the bell guy, that like the when you go to the gym, Bali Store of Fitness, you go with your little barcode.
Your little card.
He used to take those barcodes.
Okay.
He was the guy that was in the front door.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Years passed, and I go to the restaurant in downtown, and I see this guy starting with a restaurant. I said to myself, "What the hell is this?" This guy was just a
bell guy.
Yeah, a bell guy. But when I fought the last time, I went to Lincoln Road one day with my wife to walk.
Lincoln Road is in South Beach, guys.
No money. Just walk. That's it.
Yeah, we're not going to spend $1. We're just going to walk.
Nothing. No, we can't spend.
Yeah.
I see these Rolls Royce passing by, and I say,
a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. And I tell
and
my
this
wife,
was the bell guy.
Yeah. And then and I tell my wife, this is Juan. I'm going to go to talk to him to see if he gives me the opportunity to put some green walls in his restaurants.
Okay.
My wife, you crazy? Oh my God! What?
Yeah.
I went. She kept walking.
Uh-huh.
I went over there and I told them.
sorry, wifey.
And then I went there and I stood in the front desk and where the bus.
In the beginning, the entrance.
And I said, "Tell Juan Chipoco the Carlito Cafe is here."
Just like that.
Just like that. He came out right away, man.
Okay.
And he told me after we spoke and everything, he told me, "Okay, you can do the vertical walls here, and I'm gonna give you the phone number for the construction." The general contractor who's doing my home in Coral Gables.
Oof.
If you manage your way in there, everything is going to change for you.
Oh,
but it depends on you.
Wow.
So I did it.
Wow.
I went to see this guy from the general contractor. The first job, he told me, okay, we're going to give me the number for this. and we'll try to see if we can give it to you. But at that time, at the same moment, like 1 week after I went to talk to that guy, he tells me, hey, man, you really want to work for us? I said, yeah. Okay, I got a job that I have to finish. It's like a $20,000 landscaping job. It was a Wednesday. I have to finish it by Sunday.
Okay.
Gables by the Sea.
Oof.
And I said, well, okay, good. I put the proposal in. It was like $24,000. And I said, I passed them the invoice, need 50%.
Okay.
He told me, no. With us, there's no 50%. You do the job, we pay you. And I go,
so no upfront deposit.
no upfront. So
Okay.
you decide.
Oof. Okay.
I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
And we did it. We finished it. He paid. And after that, 4 months later, we were doing already the first construction in probably $500,000, $600,000.
Guys.
But again, it takes more mindset, because for anybody who tells you, I'm not going to give you no money, at least at the beginning, you start doing it, we'll give you some
Yeah, but
progressive
you know
payment.
who they were, and you're working.
I didn't know at the time. I didn't know the contractor. I know them very well right now, and with eyes closed, that guy is old-fashioned. I mean,
He'll pay you.
he'll pay.
But man, just from going to Lincoln Road. So if you wouldn't have went to Lincoln Road with your wife that night, broke, to go walk, and you wouldn't have noticed that was your buddy in the Rolls Royce from back in the day.
I didn't even know if it was going to come out.
But you just did it. You tried
And if
it.
I would have followed my wife, that no, don't go.
That would have never happened. You wouldn't be here today.
Exactly.
Wow.
So-
Guys, you heard that?
so the thing
Opportunity.
is-
You have to grow. You have to go.
You have to make it happen.
You have to. There's no.
No.
There's no. Like me, you can't tell me no. You can't tell me no. Willie, you're not going to do it. I'm going to do it. If I see the vision and I see it, I already know that's what's destined for me, you know?
And this is a
And you
hard
gotta
issue
go.
for me, because sometimes even my family, my parents or my dad, he tells me, you have to stop.
Yeah, estás loco.
And I can't. I just can't, because I think, I mean, I have a... Now I realize that this is what I am, and this is what I want to continue doing, you know? Like, not the landscaping. Landscaping fall into... I knew it very well. I'm more of a salesman. And one of the things that I do at the beginning, I try to go... At that time, there was a association called... Right now it's Planet. Before
Okay.
it was ALCA.
Okay.
Association Landscape of Contractors of America.
Okay.
So I used to go to every single conference.
Okay.
And I used to sit with the big boys, like big boys. And I
Wait,
used to hear...
say that again. Say that again. What is it today? What's the name of
Planet.
that? Planet what?
It's Planet, just Planet. It's an association, I think.
And it's here in Miami?
No, it's nationwide. I mean, it's
So
actually...
anybody can go. Anybody can go
There's
to that.
conference, and then you have like breakfast and conference. And
Listen,
it's good.
guys, if you want to grow, you got to go meet people. How can you meet people? He just told you. Plan it. He just gave free advice. Plan it. Go figure it out. Go look at it and go to those things, because that's where you can connect to people. Look at all the opportunities had from doing things like that.
And one of the things that I think, even though that we are landscapers, we are really service company.
Yeah.
Service company is that, service.
Yeah.
So you have to be entitled to be always there for the customers.
Yeah.
I know not every customer is like, but you have to answer, you have to be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
us as business owners, we do a lot of things we don't want to do, but we do it because we have to do it, and we're thrown in front of the fire the most out of everybody that's in the business. We're the ones that have to come through and make it right, regardless of how bad it is. And if you leave the bad things on the shelf for later, they only get worse. So the faster you tackle it, the faster you get that issue resolved, and you keep going forward.
and not everything is these big projects. They mean a lot of cost, and they mean a lot of risk. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, last year we started a job in Coral Gables, right where all the outage of material and everything was.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of quantities on this project.
Plant-wise.
Rojo Congo, one of them.
Plant-wise. Yes.
Plant-wise. So it was very hard. There were plants that we quoted at $950 with the profit and everything, that we had to buy at $15 cost.
Mm-hmm.
That cost, we cannot pass it to the customer.
Because you had a contract already
We already
done.
have a we already have a
No, a lot of
contract.
guys. I want you to listen to
So-
this, because this is what I talk about a lot, and this is firsthand from someone that's deep in it. And listen to this.
So then comes your decision as a business owner to say, okay, is this project worth it, or my company worth not probably earning anything profit
For this
out of
job.
this project, probably a $800,000 project, but accomplishing what it was meant to be.
Your reputation.
Or you just back away for a few bucks. So you have to, in that moment, you have to decide.
No, you got to analyze who the client is, what risk you're taking if you bail out, or if you try to force them to pay more in that instance.
Yeah.
I know if you do that same job again for him, it'll be another 50%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or 100%, double.
And I don't like to cry to customers.
Yeah.
I just suck it in and
and
let's
you
go.
deal with it.
Let's
Let's
go
do
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
I had a customer that we installed a bail bulb. We charged like $42,000 for the installation and the material, of course. And the bail bulb died because they water them a lot. He said, Juan, this died. It was like 7 months after we finished. Don't worry, we'll change it. $15,000 out of my pocket.
Cool.
But you know what? I mean, if you are trying to get into this niche, to say
that level,
that level, you have to. There's a lot of expenses going on.
That's fine. That's like someone that does crypto or someone that does stocks and they do day trading, whatever. They put money in places that now they lose, and now they got to take whatever it is that was left and go put it somewhere else. And that's what it is. I lose money here every single day. I make money, I lose money. I make money, I lose money, and that's what it is. Not everything's 100%.
Sometimes you can have a full crew, 12 people, 2 skid steer and 4 backhoes, and they're just standing there waiting for the owner to take the decision.
Yeah, and it costs you $1,000 while the guy's on the phone. Hey, give me 1 minute.
Yeah,
and it costs you all that money.
And those things are things that add up.
You can't look at that, man.
You can't. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if you are in the business, you have to go forward.
Yeah,
that's
if you nitpick everything like our drivers, sometimes they hang out in the morning, 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, before they like crank up, and I tell them, hey guys, sweep the trucks, do something, just remind them what they need to do. But all that costs money. The ladies come and, hey, you want an ice cream, right? And they go pass out ice cream to all the guys. They take 50 minutes. That costs me $1,000 for everyone to eat ice cream.
Yeah.
But you can't look at that. You got to look at what they do, what they come through for you, the work that they do. They're on time. They come. They're loyal. They're faithful.
And there's another thing you can look at it. You cannot look at the other businesses.
Yeah, you can. You have to look at yourself.
Their cost is not the same as your cost.
Exactly.
The other people, there's a lot of people that's going to tell, man, you're crazy. You can't do that. You're not going to be able to do that. Their dreams are not the same as yours.
Of course.
So you have to be very focused on what you're doing. I had a guy when I started. The first guy that I met, pushing back the first trailer in a storage that I had in Doral, he was a Venezuelan too. He said, are you getting into landscaping? I said, yeah. You're crazy, man. I have 4 years in this and no, there's no money. Okay. 1 year passed. And I used to do a big route in Miramar. I didn't used to turn off the lawnmower.
Okay.
I used to mow.
Leave it on.
I used to mow. And I passed him with the truck and 6 guys on top. He comes to me and says, how do you did this? Working, man.
Working. No, because not everyone has the vision that one has, right? Everyone's mind's different. Everyone's vision's different. Some people aren't as hungry as others. Some guys make $100,000. They're like, this is awesome, this is great, and that's where they want to be. That's great. And there's some that don't have a limit, limitless, right? How much? It's more of the game, not so much for the money.
Exactly.
For me, it has nothing to do with the money because I don't care about beautiful, fancy things. For me, it's like, how far can we go? And let's continue growing, and let's test ourselves. Let's test our mind. Let's do something of value for the world.
I like good things, but I realize now that more than those good things, I like to accomplish, to feel that, wow.
We did it, man. We did it.
Now we're starting the garden center up north.
Yes,
due to the shortage that we're living right now and all the complications to get material, I'm just gonna stage everything, start staging, and I'm gonna have a wholesale and retail over there because of that. And now I'm like moving forward to see if we can in 1 year be at the most likely competing with Green here.
Okay.
On sales.
On sales. Not just that, but you're gonna have another. So what he's doing, guys, is he's having problems getting everything in bulk that he needs to do these jobs. So he needs a place to put it all. So he can go buy it, right? But where do you put it? So he found a spot to put it that's set up like a garden center already. So now all he has to do is fill it up with the stuff that he needs. He doesn't want to sell it. Right? You don't want to sell it to nobody, but you can bring in plants, you can bring in other things, and you can have something operational that can allow you to continue growing. And it is what it is. You just got to set up the people to do it because you can't be there every day.
And everybody has to know that it's nothing wrong with failing. Mm-hmm. Wrong is if you don't take the learning from that failing to give it a push. You know?
A failure doesn't mean that you gave
you
up. It
have
just
to
means
fail.
that it didn't work out.
And this is not even me saying it. It's that if you see rich people that were rich from since they were born and they fail, they kill themselves.
Yeah, that's very true. It's
If
the mind
you see
game.
a hustler
It's a mind game.
fail, they come back up
and stronger.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Because they
it's
know
like the stock market.
You get me? So you have to have that. I mean, it's not easy to have a mindset when you are used to doing certain things and having certain things, and suddenly just, hey, listen, why don't you can I borrow $70 from you to buy Chinese rice today? It's hard.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter where you are. It just matters where you're going.
Yes.
And
very true.
and the past, and you can read this in Instagram, but I really believe in this. The past doesn't define you. What defines you is what you're doing right now for tomorrow.
Ooh.
Because you always gonna be failing at some point.
Yes.
I can have right now they speak homes, but there can be a day that I'm in a bad humor and somebody's gonna come and tell me something. I say, you know what, forget it. And then if I tell this guy that's gonna be like dynamite everywhere, and I lost 4 jobs.
No, or you can go down a home. Look, the whole let's say world right now is off the charts. So we don't know, right? You can be as set up as you can be. I can have everything paid for, and it doesn't mean it's mine.
I have a customer, and this is one of the things that I'm trying to say. I have a customer that we put over 120 pallets of palmetto sod.
Okay.
The palmetto sod lately has been having problems of disease.
Okay.
I don't know the name exactly, but it's having a disease that it ruins the grass in 3 years.
Burns it or something?
In three cycles.
Oof.
So he calls me like a year ago after we put this entire thing. And Juan, it doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. I put a fertilizing company to do it at my cost. It didn't improve. They're very good customers. And I said, Juan, I got my anniversary party, and it's a huge party. And these are like big players,
rich people.
Big players. I said, don't worry, I'm gonna change all for soja. I'm going in the 24th. That was on December. I'm sorry, the 28th.
Right after.
He said,
Christmas.
okay. I didn't talk to him about price. When he sees me over there with the trucks and everything starting to take out, Juan, how much are you gonna charge me for this? I said, nothing. I'm gonna change it all. Well, the guy told me, no, I'm gonna pay you the soja and at cost, and I want you to redo the whole entire site for me. So I went there without expecting anything, but I was trying to make him feel that he was important. You know?
Priority.
And it was big bucks here. I mean, employees, sod, and everything, and it's a very hard operation. But I do those kind of things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, it depends on where you want to go.
Yeah.
And it's not easy because, I mean, you have a lot of expenses. And on top of this, you're going to put 5 truckloads of soja with the sand and everything without no charge.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
No, and also giving up opportunity of going and doing work that you had already lined up. So you stopped that work that you had lined up to go do that and take care of it for the guy.
Yeah.
But look what happened. You came
I have
on
paid
top.
in crane services. At one point, we have paid probably $55,000
For crane services.
for 1 week and a half or something.
For a
like that.
week and a half at one place.
There was a point that we do the installation in Coral Bay, and we put like 75 coconut palms, Malayan, and we put it with barges. And one of the palms, because of the customer, he told, no, let's put that palm a little bit closer to the house. We were putting a little bit, like, bend it. And I said, okay, let's put it like that. We put it. 23 of December, he called me, Juan, I'm sorry to bother you. You don't have the barge close by? No, sir, that's not like that. I need to move that palm because my chow cannot sleep with the movement of the palm. I called the guy from the barge. Fulanito, where are you, man? Hey, Juan, I'm coming from Isla Morada. I'm going to be passing that area probably tomorrow, 24th of December.
Okay.
And I said to him, man, we have to move a little bit the palm. Juan, we have to get there. And he literally did this. He parked into the canal, blocked in and out. We did it fast.
So it's a crane on a barge. on a ship, on
Yeah,
a barge.
yeah. And we did it.
Okay.
And the guy called me, Juan, you did it. I mean,
did it.
And you have to go that extra mile.
That deep. You have to.
And sometimes you don't even talk about money.
Yeah.
You just do it and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I haven't done a contract since I started with any of these guys.
It's all. But
We just say, hey, it's $2. Okay, can you leave it at 180? Yeah. Okay, done. Do it.
Yeah, but these are huge projects. 600, a mil. They're big. They're big projects. So
It doesn't matter really. The thing is that you have to in business you have to have a
service.
You have to have service, but if you want to grow, you have to be aggressive, but at the same time conservative. You know.
Yes.
But you have to learn that the customer cannot see you whining.
Yes. Never.
They have to see you very up forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a contractor that probably can give me 4 projects within 2 weeks, and each project more than $500,000. And I only receive probably 20% of the first project, and I'm already doing 4. So
You gotta have money to do the other ones.
well, sometimes you just you have the money in the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, it'll come. Yeah.
In the cloud, you know. I mean, so you have to play it a little bit, and it's not a matter of being big or small or whatever. It's having the mindset and knowing that you are a service company. Mm-hmm. You are more than a landscaper. You're a service company.
Yeah.
I know for sure that probably 90% of all the companies out there, they can plant better than us.
Mm-hmm.
They can probably mow better than us.
Mm-hmm.
But will they go where we go? They won't.
Yeah.
Because they won't do it.
Super risky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gotta go on Instagram, and you gotta look at all his posts and stuff that he has there, because it is wild from the grading from zero grading to lifting up everything, putting 50, 60 truckloads of coral rock and doing berms and doing this and doing that other rock you use and moving trees and
Yeah,
you do the lighting, you do it all. So what do you do? Because we haven't even talked about that. We've got so deep into other things. You do the landscaping, you do grading, you do basically you combine the
This
what
is
you
one
like to
thing
do
that
with building
I'm gonna throw this for
into
free.
outside.
I'm gonna throw this for free. Nowadays everything is very costly. So the best way for us as business to increase our sales is to upsell within our business.
Okay.
So instead of getting another business, or instead of getting another kind of deal,
Stream. Mm-hmm.
if you do landscaping, try to train your guys or get a main guy that knows lighting.
Okay.
You already have it in-house.
Yeah,
They know
streams.
landscaping, they know lighting. So now you get into a home, you do a $10,000 landscaping, but you add up $5,000 worth of lighting. So now you have $15,000.
Yes, out of one house.
Okay. So that's what I've been doing throughout these years. I of course, my landscaping hobbies have been the main thing. So I started irrigation like 7 years ago.
Okay.
Now we do irrigation. So a project in landscaping only, let's say, is $100,000. I add up $30,000 on irrigation. I add up $50,000 in oolites, and I add up $100,000 in synthetic turf.
Okay.
So I didn't spend a dime on advertising anything, and I'm selling. But behind that, I have to have the quality.
Just
of
because
all
you
of them.
offer those things.
But you have to have the quality of what
Yes.
you're offering.
Yeah.
So I have, if when we decided to go into oolites,
Oolites is the rock.
The rock. I bought the equipment to grab the oolite. I made the mix to have the grout perfectly match with the oolite
glue 'em together,
color and everything. So now we hired people. We have a designing room in our office.
Okay.
So we do the cuts at the angles that they need to be done. It's not a night thing. I go into a job. I have my synthetic turf crew. One day, my main guy comes to me and say, Juan, you always come here and you just said the wrong things that is in the job. And I said, because that's what they're gonna tell me.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for that. I mean, plain and simple. I'm not gonna come to tell you, oh, how beautiful. No, because when that customer comes in, he's gonna see the same thing that I'm looking at.
When the job's done, they get a pat on the back.
So he learned now that he has to be on point.
Yeah.
Because I tell him, no contractor for me has said, oh, wow, Juan, what a job.
Yeah.
What makes me think that they like what I'm doing? because
They pay. And they keep hiring you.
They keep hiring me. So it's like that. So you have to. Upselling is something that right now it doesn't. You don't spend more money, and you can do it within your business if you handle it yourself.
No, and you have to do it because right now it's a time that everything's changing in the world. Everything's up in the air. So you want to have the most opportunity to make as much as you can on each job that you go to. So thank you for telling us that. Where's your garden center at? That's going to be.
It's going to be in Sheridan.
On Sheridan Street in Fort Lauderdale. In Davie.
Southwest Ranches.
Southwest Ranches, if you guys want to go check it out over there. You do work where Coral Gables mostly. You did that job in the beach.
We do Coral Gables because
word of mouth.
Because we have density right there. Okay. It doesn't mean that we only dedicate to that. For me, it's not operational right now to go to Boca West Palm Beach. It has to be something very unique.
Very unique.
Because moving a crew over there right now, it's costly.
And then all your connections for all the barges and all that, like all that type of stuff, your connections that people you use there, they're here. So for them to go over there, or to make new connections, you call and it's not the same.
Yeah. So I try to get density. I mean, I always and I have done this since the beginning. The less you move your trucks, less risk on the road.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of risk.
So I try always to keep it, very close together. Local. And the other thing is, if I have 3 or 4 projects within the same block, I mean, I can do whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I yesterday I received 3 truckloads of soja. The first time of the morning, there were 4 guys doing it. Then after 2, I had 12.
Okay.
Because they finished one thing,
they
finished one. So
you could do, like, if you're doing palms, you could do the palms on each house all at once with the day that the crane's there.
I have actually had a lot of problems with some areas from Coral Gables because we block. Sometimes
we
block
have like
the whole
street.
three or 4 jobs at the same time, and there's a point in each job that they want to close. So at that time, I press the foot to the metal and we just block everything.
You blocked it.
So then the police start coming. Oh, hey, green man, just please move. And then the 31st of December this year, we had to move some trees.
Last year.
Well, last year. And I had to ask the Coral Gables, the community, hey, we're gonna be doing this, and they tell me, Juan, why do you always have to do this on a holiday?
On a holiday.
I mean, it's just happened. You think I want to be here? 31st of December, I left the site at 9:00 at night.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's what you got to do. There's so much on the table. You have to do it. There's no.
So
that's the trade, right? For working. That's what I see. That's the trade for working high end.
Oh.
You're on call 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And there's that's what it is. That's what it is. But the reward is worth it, right?
The reward,
the opportunities, everything like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we did an installation for a very, very important guy here, and so you guys know how these guys think. We put over 250 podocarpus, 12 footers, 65 gallon. Oof. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
We couldn't fit the 200 and something podocarpus, so we left 12 outside, and we took it to Boynton Beach again. 3 months passed. And I was, at that time, out of Miami, but we had 3 hours difference.
Okay.
I received a call like at 3 a.m.
Okay.
It was this guy. Hey, Juan, do you still have my podocarpus, right? And I go, yeah, of course I have it. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that we still have that.
And this is
and I'm telling you,
this is some monster guy. Why is he thinking about 12 podocarpus?
Well, because they are on top of things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. The common factor of all these guys is that they're on top of their thing, and they really care about the money.
Yeah,
they care a lot.
Yeah, because they work hard to get it.
Yeah, so it's not like that's why they are like that. So don't be confused that you're in the high end. You can
cut corners. There's no corners you can cut.
No, you can't.
You gotta be on point every day.
It's not like you're gonna tell me, oh no, this is gonna do 25. No. Show me the numbers.
Yeah,
and then you have to. Okay, this is like that. This tree cost $4,000. How much are you going to charge me for installation? Okay, well, it depends how many you're going to install.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to charge, $4,000, I'm going to charge you $4,000. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You can manage that with more projects, but not with this one. Probably charge $600.
Yeah.
$800 depends.
To install it.
Yeah. So it's volume. You have to go volume.
You got to move volume to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2 jobs.
So what do you think? Like what you're in is what, like a 20, 30, 40% take home? 20%, 30?
It depends. It depends how you manage it.
Like at the end of the year, like you
Yeah,
invoice. Let's say you invoice 100 grand, you take 20, you take 30,
between
something
20
like
and
that
30.
percent on
Yeah.
these big projects.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of landscapers, the smaller guys, they're at 50%.
Yeah.
You know, but there's more that goes into it.
Exactly.
All these giveaways and all these take care of this guy and do that. That it eats away at it, but it is what it is. That's what has given you the opportunity, and will continue to give you the opportunity for them to love you, and for them to be like, hey, they're you don't know where they're at. They're at a nice dinner with their buddies. They're like, hey, I love the landscaping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Green
And
tomorrow.
it happened to me like that.
You know?
And like for instance, this morning, yesterday I received a call from one of the contractors that I do job. Like, Juan, I got this buddy of mine that needs the irrigation done. I need you there ASAP.
Yeah, and you got a million things going on.
And then I tell my crews, hey, you have to be there this morning.
Uh-huh.
They spend there half a day. I'm not gonna charge that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna charge that because I know that these guys do them favors between themselves, so I have to respect that. I'm not gonna charge that customer.
Okay.
I'll charge you later on in something else, but you cannot. Now I did this. I lost 3 hours of this guy, so 4 hours and material and everything. I don't charge it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I don't do. I'm not cheap.
Yeah,
on
but
that
that's
stuff.
minimal. That's minimal compared to what you're actually doing. And look, like when I was younger, I used to mow lawns when I was a kid, and I would do it for free. Say, hey, Betsy, one of the neighbors, old American lady. Hey, Betsy, I wanna cut your grass, right, for free, and I don't want you to give me nothing. And if you want to give me something, give me whatever you want to give me, right? Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, I know I could have got maybe $20 as a kid. They would give me 40, right? Because I wouldn't put a price on it. And that's basically something like what you're doing with these guys. You're not putting anything on it. You're doing it as a favor.
Yeah.
And now they're like, dude, this is the guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy. Forget about it. Don't call nobody else.
And the other thing is, for instance, right now there's a situation in the country which is pretty hard.
It's brutal in the
Let's
world.
say you have 5 trucks, okay, and you send one to do brakes. Regular job. You can take 3 weeks for that.
Yeah.
So what I did, I ordered 2 new trucks.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 spare trucks.
Yeah.
Which cost me a lot of money, okay,
Monthly.
because insurance and everything. But if one of the trucks I have to go in maintenance,
You can make it. You can get there.
I don't stop. But that is money that I'm spending because I want to provide the service. I don't want to jump my scheduling and everything.
That's putting back into your business. That's called reinvesting. To be perfect, to be on point, to do it right.
So the same thing with the machines. I got 1 skid steer more. I got 1 backhoe more.
Because if one breaks, you gotta keep going. And to rent something, you might go rent it at Sunbelt or try to, and they don't even have.
They won't have it.
And,
And the time to take you to go to come. So I always have like a little bit of more. And I adopted since last year, and it costs you more money, but the downtime on everything, it keeps at least your route on
no
time.
man, and your route can be that week, that truck, whatever it did, could have brought home 15, 20 grand, and you couldn't do it
and
because
this is
because
another
it's
free
broken.
advice. I since I started, I don't buy. Let's say you're gonna buy sand. I don't go to a garden center.
Yeah. You go direct.
I go direct.
Okay.
Now I can go direct, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you got to move volume.
Because you have to move volume.
Or you can if you have a holding area, you can buy a truckload, 2 truckloads.
But I will never buy, in a garden center, a yard of, let's say, concrete sand is costing you right now $42.50.
Okay.
If you buy the truckload, it goes down to $18.
Oof.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't, even the palms, I had jobs that I probably quoted, let's say 85 coconut palms. And I quoted them, let's say $75 gray wood.
A foot.
A foot. That's my cost budget. I get approved. I start going to up north, and I have found them in 35.
So you can make more money.
So yeah. So you have a lot of in some cases, you have a lot of leverage if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Because there are items in the proposals. Let's say you're gonna put some Zacatenquias, 12-footers, which they don't exist, and you charge them for $6,000. But that palm is gonna cost you $7,000, your cost. you're losing $1,000 on there, but probably you're putting on another.
Yeah, you're putting the 1,000 up on another one.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are all tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the buying process more than, and I put a lot of emphasis on to everybody. The buying process, you have to handle it like if you were in a big corporation. Buying process is the most important thing, because when you move in volume, $1 out of 1,000 units is $1,000, and if you have 30 items, it's $30,000.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so that's a very important one. And when you have 12 truckloads or 33 truckloads or 100 truckloads,
Yeah.
and you buy them at 18 instead of 34.50 or 42.50, that's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot, for sure. It is. But that all comes with the time and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have the time to do it, and you got to know where they're at, and you got to be moving the volume to be able to even purchase like that. But that's where you're at. Juan, if you guys are, like I always say, looking for someone to come do your landscaping, if you guys want your weeds pulled at your house, you can always call. You can call Juan, a little weed eat, you know?
Hey, listen, you never know, man. You
Come
never
to my
know.
house, man. I want to see you guys weed eating and mowing the lawn at my house.
Hey, you never know. I have been eating with friends in a restaurant, and I have stand up because they have treated that person in not the best way. And I tell them, you never know when that guy is going to be on top of you.
Yeah, it's true.
You never know.
It's true.
And the same way I'm doing these houses right now, the same way I can be weeding a house.
Listen,
you never know what's going to happen.
You have climbed and fell, climbed and fell, climbed and fell. You have come back stronger every time, just to show that the knowledge, no one can take that away from you. The experiences, the fire, right? The mindset, the knowledge, everything. No one can take that from you. The vision that you have, nobody can take it from you.
Won't.
You get me? So that's just, there's so much. This is a powerful episode that I hope you guys took something from it. This guy has fallen and came back up, fallen and came back up. That alone, for him to be sitting here, you know, without 2 bullets in his skull, right? Because that's the reality of life, right? You fall, and we've all heard it. The guy lost his in crypto, the young kid, and he blew his head off. That's a reality. It's a reality. Sorry, Eddie. Eddie's looking at me like, dude, don't say that. Listen, it's the reality of life. You get me? And all of us go through things. We go down dark roads. We open the wrong door. You know, there's a white door, a black door. We open the black door, and we get into problems, right? It happens to all of us, but it's what you do to get out of them. Where's your mindset to keep on going? How hungry are you? You have kids. You have a family. You got a mortgage. You got this. You got that. You got dreams. You got ambitions, right? You got the circle, everyone under your umbrella. There's so much on our plates that people don't understand. And then you see him, you go on his Instagram, this guy's doing it. He's got the new trucks. He's got all this stuff. You have no clue how many problems this guy has, how many things he has to battle with every single day, how many fires he has to put out. He's got 4. He talked about cutting 4 lawns for fire trucks. He has 4 fire trucks with the hoses on all day, dealing with a million things, you know, high-end people down his throat. That's the reality of what it is. But if you figure out how to do it, right, and you have the mindset to do it, where you don't look at the little things and you focus more on the big things, and you have patience, right? You got to have patience. He's not an upset guy. He didn't get upset one time telling none of these stories. You turn into a monster. And that's what it is. If you have peace in your heart, you know how to scale things, you know how to deal with problems, you become a monster. And the more you do, the more you know, the more knowledgeable you are, the bigger of a monster you can be. And the more you believe in yourself, believe in your team to get it done. And that's the reality of what it is. Juan, I love you, brother.
No, man,
thank you so much for coming
the
on.
Opportunity. And just keep in mind, for everybody out there, the most important asset in your business are your employees.
Yes.
For me, rotation on employees is bad quality.
Bad quality. Keep them where they're at.
Because when you get them used to work at your level of quality, you don't have to be training people.
Yeah.
They already know, and everybody that comes in, they keep on the same thing. So the employees is very important. I pay very good for them, and
they deserve it, man. Look at all the opportunity. You know,
you just have to keep your mindset going.
No, and they
forward.
have an opportunity to be. Listen, I've been to some of your jobs. We did that video. It's on Ace Ornamento at the bottom of one of our Ace Ornamento, one of our videos that Eddie did. It's next level, man. You know, just to be sitting there on lunch break, and you're like, Look at this house, bro. And you look at the pool, and you're like, Lord Jesus. And he's there having his sandwiches, tacos, whatever he brought to eat. It's like, this is worth every penny in the world. You know, like it's worth dealing with it. It's worth you not saying, hey, good job until it's finished. You know, hey, what is this? It's worth it because where you're at and the opportunity is next level. Guys, I hope you took something from this. This is a very powerful episode. I'm very blessed to have had him on.
Thank you, man.
Juan is a buddy of mine, customer of mine, and we pull things off for each other. We help each other out. We do a lot of things, and we're going to continue growing, and that's what it's about. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, you can also watch this on YouTube if you want to see a visual and see what Juan looks like, because I know a lot of you guys listen to it on the podcast versus YouTube. So you want to see what this guy looks like with his cute face. You're more than welcome. What's your contact info? Your IG is at
Green Walls 305.
And your phone number?
It's 305-803-6480. Anything anybody needs. If you want to call to insult me, if you want to call for any advice, man, you can. You're more than free. Like I say, I mean, I'm open to help. It's not that you being on top; it's staying there. And the most important thing is that have you as a person, even though if you are doing whatever jobs you're doing, you have to keep it simple. Yeah. In you have to keep it simple. You can't think you already have it done.
Yeah, no, you can't think.
At that moment, the hit is coming.
Negative. You can't. No one is God here. There's only one God.
Yeah.
So you already know. You can hit him up on IG, phone number. If you're a big boy watching this, I love you. Right? they can call him. God bless you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. It's gonna be fire. We have a really good lineup for the green industry. That is coming on that we're going to be interviewing, and it's going to be really, really good. I'm excited for all these episodes to come out because they're really, really good. So God bless you guys. God bless you. God bless Eddie. You'll catch us on the next one. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.